Very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session of MDCAT. As we are discussing regarding assembly and detailed drawing and production drawing. So let me share the screen. Just a second. Okay, I hope it is visible to you. So we were in this example number 1, how to make assembly. Okay, so this is the steps that we need to follow. So this is say drawing 1 or component 1. This is component 2. This is component 3. We have to assemble them. So generally what we do, we take component 1, use this component to insert in this part because we know that these dimensions are matching. Then there is a pin of steel material and we have to put this in this particular whole part. Okay, now actually it should look like this. Okay, so when you draw this particular section, sorry, a hidden line, then we get to know that this is a pin or a bolt type of structure. Okay, now there are two possibilities, A and B. You have to give the sectional view to sections to these two different parts, and this pin is not given a section lines, whereas in this case it is given. So in this case we have already learned that we shouldn't give these sections to pins or keys, etc. Okay, so the standard parts like bolts, nuts, pins, keys, we shouldn't give the section lines. So the A diagram would be preferred over B diagram. Okay, then there is another example. This is a support having front view and side view, which is of steel material and quantity 1. There is a shaft of steel material, 1 quantity. There is a taper pin of steel, 1 quantity. So we have to rearrange them and insert in like this. So there are 4 scenarios, as you can see, A, B, C, and D, out of which one should be the should we use. So in this case we have given section lines to the key also. Okay, so this is a type of key, taper key, and here we have given section to first component and key, not the second part. Here only 1 component is given, here this part is given only. Okay, so which one part we should go with for having section? Okay, so basically what we have been told that not to give this key a section line. So I would prefer D rather C and B. But here you can see that we have given this particular section, sorry, hidden lines. Okay, then this is another example. 1 front view and top view is given. There is arm, there is pin, and we have to assemble it. So basically how it is going to be seen, A, B, or C, which one is to be given? This is a sectional view, this is a normal view, this is again a normal view. Now here this is section is provided, here section is not provided, so I would rather go with point or option A. Okay, now the leader line, that the line with the bubble at the end, that we are going to use. This is drawn from the inside of the part to the balloon and placed a filled circle at the beginning of a line. So this is the balloon that we have discussed in last section. Okay, and it should start with the inside of the part. या पार्टच्या आतमधून तो सुरू व्हायला पाहिजे. You can give a small circle here and it should always be a oblique direction. So it should be it shouldn't be horizontal or vertical. You have to keep it oblique at any angle that is appropriate. You can draw it for 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, whatever degree. Okay, it should be oblique one. Okay, now let us see the example. This is a cover plate, there are cap screws, there is bearing, there is housing, and there is a shaft. Now you can just bubble it from here and make the bubbles and give the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 like that. Okay, interpreting the assembly drawing, assemble steps, function of each part in machine, design concept. Okay, now shaft support on a machine housing, how to assemble or assembling steps. आपण हे कसं assemble करणार? Install bearing to the shaft. Now we have this thing here. So this is the shaft. Install bearing on the shaft. Install the bearing shaft and unit to the housing. So first take the shaft, insert it in the bearing, take this in the housing. Then you have to add the cover plate and then the cap screw. See here, install the cover plate, tighten the screw. So basically the assembly will look like this. Okay, here you can observe that the sections are given with different orientation. This is having different angle, this is having different angle, this is having different width between the lines, also here also. Okay, so this is how assembling steps are to be used. Functions of main part, bearing. So the bearing will support the shaft which is rotating, and cover will control an axial movement in this direction and prevent the bearing unit from rotation also. Okay, then the design concept. Now avoid direct contact between rotating shaft and housing as well as cover plate by using a bearing and clearance hole. So you have to avoid the direct contact between this rotating shaft and housing, this housing. Okay, as well as the rotating shaft and a cover plate by using a bearing and clearance hole. You have this clearance over here. Okay, this is the design concept. Now this is second case where assemble steps are to be seen. See, this is another type of assembly. First, wrap a packing to the shaft. This is the packing. This is the shaft. या shaft वरती packing पहिल्यांदा टाकलेला आहे. Install studs to the casing. Now these are the, this is the casing. हे casing आहे आणि त्याला आपण stud install करणार आहोत. Install the gland ring where its holes align with the stud. This is the gland ring. हे त्याच्यामधून पूर्णपणे पास होणार आहे आणि हे गोलाकार आहे. हा जो शाफ्ट आहे ह्या ग्लँड मधून पास होणार आहे. Also the stud will also pass through these holes. Okay, place the washer and tightening of the nut. इथं आपण washer put करणार आहोत आणि याच्यावरती nut देणार आहोत. So casing, first you have to take the shaft, then there is casing. Insert the shaft in the casing. First install the packing on the shaft, then the gland, then stud and tighten it. This is the thing. Now packing will prevent the leakage of the fluid inside the casing. या casing मध्ये जे काही fluid असणार आहे ते packing त्याला restrict करणार आहे. The gland thing will press the packing to make it radial expand and press the shaft surface. Shaft radial expansion होईल आणि shaft surface ला press करण्याचं काम हे gland करणार आहे. Now avoid direct contact between the rotating shaft and the casing as well as gland ring holes. तर shaft आणि casing मध्ये direct contact होण्यापासून आपण थांबवत आहोत. Plus shaft आणि gland मध्ये सुद्धा direct इथं आपण बघू शकतो की direct आपण contact होऊ देत नाही. Okay, this is example number 2. Similarly, there is an example number 3. So this is the thing. Example. Parts with tapered hole on tapered shaft. This is again an example of the same thing. Okay. Now parts having preloaded spring. This is another example. You can go through this example. Just stop the video and you can take the screenshot out of this, and you can have you can read and go through these examples. Okay. Now next thing is mating of parts. This is very important thing. This is the last thing that we are going to see in this session, and in next lecture we will go with another set of things that are used in production drawing, assembly drawing. Now points to be considered in this is surface finishing, tolerances, size and geometry. Okay. The surface finish means the quality of surface. It relates to the level of roughness of a surface. सरफेस फिनिश काय असतो, तुमच्या सरफेसचा क्वालिटी आहे. काय क्वालिटीचं सरफेस, कधी कधी आपल्याला खूप स्मूथ क्वालिटी लागते, कधी कधी आपल्याला मॉडरेट क्वालिटी लागते, कधी कधी कोर्स क्वालिटी असेल तरी चालून जातं. ओके, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द कॉम्पोनंट दॅट यू आर मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग. आणि तो जो सरफेसचा रफनेस आहे त्याच्या लेवलला ते रिलेट करतं. ओके, आणि याचं पर्पज काय असतं सरफेस फिनिशचं. So its purpose is to control the accuracy in positioning and tightness between mating parts. जेव्हा दोन पार्ट मेट होतात, जसं की तुमचा शाफ्ट आणि गिअरचा हब आहे, त्या ठिकाणी काय आपण करू शकतो की त्याचं जे अॅक्युरेसी आहे, जी टाइटनिंग आहे किंवा अॅक्युरेसी इन पोझिशनिंग आहे, ते आपण त्याद्वारे मॅनेज करू शकतो. इट ऑल्सो रिड्युसेस द फ्रिक्शन. फ्रिक्शन रिड्यूस करण्यामध्ये पण स्मूथनेस जो आहे तो चांगला रोल प्ले करतो, स्पेशली फॉर द पार्ट्स वेअर मूव्स रिलेटिव्ह टू वन अनदर. ज्या ठिकाणी दोन पार्ट्स एकमेकांच्या रिलेटिव्हली मूव्ह करत असतात त्या ठिकाणी त्याचा उपयोग होतो. ओके, नाउ व्हॉट इज टॉलरन्स. टॉलरन्स इज द टोटल अमाउंट डायमेन्शन मे व्हॅरी. म्हणजे तो जो डायमेन्शन आपण देतो त्याला अप्पर टॉलरन्स आणि लोअर टॉलरन्स आपण देत असतो, तुम्हाला माहिती असेल ते. तर अप्पर टॉलरन्स आणि लोअर टॉलरन्स जो आहे त्यामध्ये आपण त्याला एक डिफरन्स देत असतो. ओके, आणि इट इज डिफाइंड एज द डिफरन्स बिटवीन द अप्पर लिमिट अँड लोअर लिमिट. अप्पर लिमिट आणि लोअर लिमिट मधला जो काही डिस्टन्स आहे किंवा डिफरन्स आहे रादर, that is called as tolerance. The tolerance कशासाठी देतो आपण, टू कंट्रोल द इंटरचेंजेबिलिटी ऑफ पार्ट्स. इंटरचेंजेबिलिटी म्हणजे काय, तर समजा आपल्याकडे एक नट आणि बोल्ट आहे, तर त्याचा बोल्टचा नट जो आहे तो खराब झाला, आपल्याला रिप्लेस करायचा आहे. आता आपल्याला दुसरा नट आणावा लागेल. दुसरा नट घेताना आपण असा घेतो की त्याला आपण स्पेसिफाय करतो की माझा M3 चा बोल्ट आहे, M4 चा बोल्ट आहे. ओके, त्यानुसार तो आपल्याला नट देतो आणि मग तो आपण नट त्याच्यात रिप्लेस करतो. मग जेव्हा अशा गोष्टी घडत असतात, इंटरचेंजेबिलिटी, आपल्याला एक पार्टचा एखादा पार्ट दुसऱ्या पार्ट मध्ये इन्सर्ट करायचा आणि तिथं त्याला यूज करायचा आहे, अशा केसमध्ये आपल्याला इंटरचेंजेबिलिटी लागते. सो इन दॅट केस टॉलरन्स प्लेज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट रोल. इट एन्श्योर्स द मेटिंग पार्ट विल हॅव अ डिझायर्ड फिट. जो आपल्याला फिट लागतात, ओके, जे फिटिंग आपल्याला लागतात ते डिझायर्ड आपल्याला मिळावं बिटवीन द मेटिंग पार्ट्स. ओके, जसे की नट आणि बोल्ट हे एकमेकाला मेट करतात, राईट. तर या ठिकाणी आपण ते यूज करत असतो. So this is all about tolerances and surface finishes and mating of the parts. So these are the basic things that we have discussed up till now. We have seen some examples of this assembling. These are the examples that we have seen. Then we have seen leader line, then section, then assembly, different examples, then section line practice, how to show the section lines, how to show hidden lines, where to show hidden lines, then sections, then steps to create assembly drawing. Total 8 steps are there. We have seen BOM, that is bill of material, how to draw the bill of material table, how assembled drawing has to be shown, then detail drawing, general assembly, how to draw general assembly line, assembly drawing, then orthographic and pictorial, exploded view. We have seen types of assembly drawing, exploded, general and detail type. Then there was an example of detail drawing that we have seen. This is how we can draw detail drawing. Then there is recommended practice that needed to be seen. Then what are the different things of information that we go get from shape, size and specifications. Then in the title block, what are the different general information things that we use. Then detail drawing मध्ये दोन प्रकारच्या गोष्टी ज्या आपण बघतो, general information and parts information. Then we have some detail drawing's purpose, assembly drawing's purpose, दोघांचे definition, and how it gets into one part, that is working drawing. Okay, so these are many things that we had to clear regarding the NEET number 4 and 5. There are certain things that are still remaining that we will cover in next session. So I hope you have understood these things, and we will be coming in next session for this next things that are remaining. Okay, thank you for joining.